There are moments when concern for someone can grow quietly in the background of everyday life, especially when their behavior begins to change in ways that are subtle but noticeable. They may seem more withdrawn than usual, more reserved in conversations, or less expressive about what they are carrying internally. From the outside, they might still appear composed, even functional. But often people become skilled at hiding discomfort or emotional strain when they don't want to worry those around them. In such situations, what others interpret as normal distance can sometimes be a sign that someone is dealing with pressures they haven't found the words to explain yet. It is not uncommon for individuals to keep their struggles private, not out of deception, but out of a desire to protect others from concern or burden. Over time, this can create an emotional gap where assumptions replace understanding, simply because honest communication has been delayed. What matters most in these moments is not speculation, but presence and attentiveness. Taking time to genuinely check in, listen without interruption, and create space where honesty feels safe rather than difficult. Often, people do not need dramatic intervention, but rather a steady reminder that they are not alone in what they are experiencing. Small conversations, consistent care, and patient understanding can make a meaningful difference in how supported someone feels. Life becomes clearer when communication is open and grounded in reality rather than fear or imagination, allowing relationships to remain connected through trust rather than uncertainty, and ensuring that concern is expressed in a way that is compassionate, respectful, and real. They wanted to protect you, but now heaven wants you to protect them. They are growing weaker each day, yet they smile when they see you, hiding the shadows behind their eyes. You may have noticed small signs, the way they move slower, the way their voice shakes when they say they are fine, the way they quietly excuse themselves when they think you won't notice. Archangel Michael says, "You were chosen to know this truth now, because your love, your presence, your prayers, and your strength will make the difference between despair and hope for them." This is not just about sickness. This is about destiny, about timing, and about the unbreakable bond heaven has stitched between your soul and theirs. The moment is urgent. Their days are numbered more closely than you imagine, and yet, heaven has aligned this moment on your screen so you cannot look away. They are alive now. They are here now. But the thread of time is thin, and you cannot wait to act. You have felt it in your spirit, haven't you? That strange heaviness in the air, that sudden pull in your chest when you look at them, that unexplainable dream where you saw them crying. Those weren't accidents. They were signals. They were whispers from the divine trying to prepare you. The name of this sick person is not hidden in faraway lands, not buried under lies. It is written in your memory. It is the name of someone who has always mattered to you. Heaven is warning you, because if you delay, regret will haunt you in ways you cannot bear. You are the key to their peace. You are the one who can turn their hidden suffering into a moment of healing and love. Your words, your presence, your care could be the medicine their body cannot find. Archangel Michael says, when heaven reveals a truth like this, it is never by accident. It is because time is short and your role is great. You must not ignore this. You must not look away. The person whose name is being whispered in your heart right now, that's them. That's the one hiding their sickness. Hold on to this moment, because heaven doesn't give warnings twice. And if you still doubt, remember this. Their strength in hiding has been their gift to you, but your love in uncovering it will be your gift back to them. Sparkles. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Sparkles, Archangel Michael says, listen with every part of your being, for this message is not meant for everyone. It was written for you, carved into the fabric of time, waiting for this exact moment. Your heart may not be ready, but your soul is prepared, because what is hidden in shadows is about to be dragged into the light. The truth is so heavy that heaven itself trembled before placing it in your hands. Someone you know, someone you love, is dying. Their smile hides the agony. Their laughter conceals the pain. Their silence is not peace. It is suffering locked away behind trembling walls. They have not told you, not because they don't trust you, but because they love you more than their own life. They don't want to see fear in your eyes. They don't want you to feel the helplessness they carry. They want you to remain whole even as they fall apart. But heaven cannot keep the secret sealed any longer. If you knew how little time they have left, your every breath would change. You would speak to them differently. You would hold them closer, and you would never waste a second again. The signs have always been there. The way they sometimes cough when no one is looking. The way their hands tremble ever so slightly. The way they say, "I'm fine," too quickly, as though rushing to convince you before you look deeper. Their strength is admirable, but it is also dangerous, for it has allowed you to believe that they are strong enough to walk this road alone. But Archangel Michael says, they are not. They are breaking piece by piece, and without your love, their flame will fade much faster. This message is urgent. Their body is weak, their heart is tired, and their spirit is whispering to heaven for help. And heaven has answered, by sending this message to you, by placing this truth in your hands before the final hour strikes. The name of this sick person is one you already know. It is not a stranger's name. It is a name that has been carved in your story, a name that carries meaning in your heart, a name you cannot dismiss. A quiet intensity seems to rise within, like a sudden awareness you cannot quite ignore, carrying both weight and clarity at once. It feels less like fear and more like understanding settling into place, as though something long hidden is finally brushing against the surface of your thoughts. There is a sense that truth often arrives gently before it ever becomes visible in the world around us. In moments like this, emotions can feel deeply connected to people we care about, their struggles imagined in silence, their private strength expressed in ways others rarely see. One might picture the effort it takes for someone to continue smiling despite personal battles, holding themselves together while carrying concerns they do not always share openly. It becomes easier to understand how much love and concern can exist beneath quiet moments, even when words are not spoken. In such reflections, the mind naturally turns toward protection, support, and presence, wanting to be there for those who matter most. There is also an awareness that uncertainty often surrounds situations we do not fully understand, and with that comes a desire for clarity and honesty at the right time. Rather than rushing toward conclusions, it can be more meaningful to focus on compassion, patience, and connection in the present moment. Life often reminds us that time shared with others is valuable, and that being supportive, attentive, and kind can make a lasting difference in ways that go beyond words or assumptions. Every second from this moment forward is a gift. Every breath they take is a chance for you to step in with love, with care, with words that could be the very medicine their soul needs. The name of this person is sacred, not just because of who they are, but because of who they are to you. Their name is the sound that will haunt you if you ignore this warning, and the sound that will bless you if you act in love now. Archangel Michael says, this is not meant to scare you, it is meant to awaken you. Heaven doesn't reveal without purpose, and this purpose is greater than you can see. If you delay, you will regret it, but if you act, you will heal not only their heart, but your own. Sparkles, if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Sparkles, Archangel Michael says, every word you hear now is written in fire across the sky of your destiny. Do not think this is a coincidence. Heaven has interrupted your moment to place this message directly into your hands, because time is slipping away faster than you can see. The air around you has carried signs, the heaviness in your heart, the strange dreams at night, the sudden worry that hits you even when everything looks normal. These are not random feelings. They are signals, gentle whispers, that someone close to you is hiding something far too painful to admit. They smile in your presence, they laugh in your company, but behind closed doors, they are fighting a silent battle. Their body is weak, their strength is fading, and still they choose to act strong for you. They believe their silence is protecting you, but in truth, their silence is stealing the time you could have spent together in truth and love. Heaven cannot allow you to remain blind. Archangel Michael has ripped away the veil, and now you must see clearly. Someone whose name you carry in your heart is dying, and though they are hiding it, their spirit cries for you to know. There have been signs, the way they excuse themselves when the room grows quiet, the way they hold their chest when no one is watching, the way their words tremble when they say, "Don't worry about me." Each action has been a shield, each smile a mask, but a mask cannot hold forever. Soon the sickness will reveal itself in ways that no smile can hide. Heaven, in its mercy, has chosen to show you this first. Not the world, not the crowd, not strangers, only you, because your role in their life is far too great to be kept in the dark. The name of this person is sacred. It is not a stranger's name, not a distant shadow. It is a name that has lived in your story, a name that has shaped your days, a name that will echo long after the moment has passed. You already feel it in your chest, don't you? That pull, that whisper, that realization, rising like a storm. Archangel Michael says, you were chosen to hear this, because you are the one with the power to change what happens next. Your love, your presence, your words can become the strength they no longer have for themselves. Close your eyes and think, who do you feel most drawn to protect right now? Whose face flashes before you as you read these words? That is not imagination. That is heaven guiding your spirit to the truth. They did not want you to worry. They did not want you to see them weak. But by hiding it, they have only burdened themselves more. Heaven says, it is time for you to step in. Time for you to show them they are not alone. Do not waste these days. Every hour you delay is an hour stolen from both of you. Every silence is a missed chance to speak life into them. You cannot let regret fill your hands when heaven is placing opportunity before you now. The name of this person is already heavy in your heart. It is not far away. It feels closer than expected, almost within reach. And when it arrives, you may realize it was never meant as punishment, but as a moment of clarity that shifts everything you thought you knew. There are people who have been holding quiet prayers in their own way, not asking for themselves, but hoping you find the strength to face what is unfolding. In their silence, there is care, even when unspoken, and in their distance, there is concern that what comes next might be heavy for you to carry. Their thoughts often return to you, even in difficult moments, wishing your path remains steady, even when theirs feels uncertain. This is not about warning or fear, but about recognizing a turning point where understanding becomes unavoidable. What you do with what you now sense will shape the direction ahead more than anything that came before. Standing with someone in their truth can bring clarity, while delaying connection can sometimes leave only reflection and what-ifs behind. Names, memories, and bonds are not just labels, but threads that connect experience and emotion, shaping how deeply we feel loss or presence. This is a moment that asks for attention, not urgency, and awareness rather than fear. If there is something unsaid, this may be the time to bring it forward gently, to acknowledge presence, and to let honesty replace distance, allowing what remains between you to be understood with care and sincerity, so that understanding becomes something shared rather than something feared or delayed into silence and regret later on if it lingers. Sparkles, if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks. With contributions of up to $20, Sparkles Archangel Michael says, you cannot escape this moment, for heaven itself has stopped time to deliver this to you. The weight of truth is pressing on your chest, and though you may want to look away, your soul knows this was always meant to reach you. This person has shared meals with you, shared laughter with you, shared memories you thought would last forever. Yet as those memories were being created, their body was silently breaking, their health quietly collapsing. They told no one, they showed no one, They carried the sickness in secret, believing silence was a gift of love. But heaven sees what is hidden. Heaven sees the tears that fall when no one is watching, the nights when they cannot sleep, the prayers whispered into the darkness, and heaven has chosen to pull back the curtain, not to frighten you, but to prepare you. The name of this person is a name you know too well. It is a name that has lived in your heart for years. The sound of it is enough to shatter you, but it is also enough to awaken you. Heaven is making sure you cannot ignore it. Every time you felt uneasy without reason, every time you sensed something was wrong even though they smiled, every time your spirit grew heavy around them, that was not imagination. That was heaven trying to warn you. Their mask has been strong, but cracks have begun to show. The way they breathe a little heavier, the way they excuse themselves more often, the way their voice softens when they say they're fine. All of these were clues, left like breadcrumbs. But now heaven gives you the full truth. Archangel Michael says this secret cannot be kept forever. The sickness is growing stronger, and soon, the world will see it whether they want to or not. But heaven wanted you to know first, because your bond with them is deeper than anyone else's. You are not just another face in their life. You are the heart they wanted to protect the most. That is why they hid it. That is why they smiled through pain. That is why they pretended everything was fine. It was never about fear. It was about love. They wanted to keep you from breaking, even if it meant breaking themselves. But heaven has decided the time for silence is over. You are meant to stand by them now, not later, to bring light into their darkest hour, to remind them that love is not about hiding pain, but about... Because heaven has sent you, you are the miracle they have been waiting for. The name is pressing harder in your mind now, isn't it? You can feel it rising to the surface, trembling on the edge of your lips. That is no accident. Heaven is speaking to you directly, letting your heart identify the soul in danger. Archangel Michael says you will not lose them if you step in now. The power of love is greater than the weight of sickness, and your voice, your presence, your faith can keep them alive longer than they expect. Think of the times they looked at you with quiet eyes. Think of the moments they hugged you a little longer than usual. Think of the times they said, "I love you," with a trembling tone. Those were not random. Those were silent goodbyes they were too afraid to speak aloud. But you still have time. You still have days, moments, hours that can be filled with truth instead of silence. Heaven has ensured this message reached you not to end your hope, but to increase it. You have the choice now, to wait until regret destroys you, or to act while love can still heal you both. That choice is in your hands. The clock is ticking, but heaven has bought you this moment of clarity. The name of this sick person is a mirror to your soul. When you whisper it, you will feel heaven's confirmation. When you face it, you will know why this message found you. And when you act on it, you will see why heaven trusted you with this truth. Archangel Michael says, heaven rarely interrupts your life this strongly. A strange heaviness begins to settle in moments like this, as if life itself is pressing you to notice what has long been overlooked. It feels like a turning point, one of those rare instances where choices carry more weight than usual, and where awareness becomes impossible to ignore. There is a sense that something important has been unfolding quietly in the background, not far away or unknown, but woven into everyday life with someone who has been closer than expected. Their presence has always been familiar, yet recently there have been subtle changes that are easy to miss when seen through routine and trust. Small signs appear in passing moments, the slower movements, the brief pauses for balance, the effort hidden behind ordinary smiles, and the way words sometimes soften when reassurance is offered. These details are often brushed aside, yet together they form a pattern that quietly asks for attention. What makes it more complex is the silence surrounding it, as people often hide their struggles not out of distance, but out of concern for those they care about, believing that staying quiet will protect others from worry. But silence can also create distance where closeness is needed most. In such moments, understanding becomes more valuable than assumption, and presence becomes more meaningful than interpretation. Life has a way of revealing truths gradually, not to overwhelm, but to encourage awareness and compassion before time moves forward without pause. They think you haven't noticed, they think they've fooled you, but your spirit has always known, Every dream that left you shaken, every thought that came out of nowhere telling you something was wrong. They force a smile when they want to cry. They laugh when their soul whispers otherwise. Heaven is pulling into the light. The name, yes, the name of this sick person is already burning of soul, and heaven wants you to recognize it before time slips away. Love so deep that heaven itself refuses to let you be kept in the dark any longer. The days ahead will test you. There will be moments when their weakness shows itself more clearly. Their hands will tremble, their breath will shorten, their eyes will hold a tiredness you cannot deny, and in those moments you will finally see the truth behind their mask. But you will not run, you will not break, you will rise, because heaven has chosen you as the light in their darkness. Imagine what it would mean to them to finally drop the mask and let you in. Imagine the relief when they realize they no longer have to suffer alone. Imagine the healing that begins when love replaces silence. That is what heaven wants for both of you. And the name, it is already pressing louder inside you. The name of this person is one that has always mattered to you. It is not a stranger. It is not a forgotten face. It is the name of someone who has been tied to your soul since the beginning. They have prayed quietly, asking heaven for strength not for themselves, but for you. Their greatest fear has not been death. It has been leaving you broken. Their heart beats slower each day, yet still it beats for you. Even their suffering is lined with love. Archangel Michael says, love is stronger than death, but only when it is spoken, only when it is shared. You cannot allow this love to remain buried under silence. You must speak now. You must act now. You must stand now. Heaven is clear. Your time with them is limited, but limited does not mean gone. You still have days, weeks, moments, enough to change their final chapter, enough to ensure their story is not written in despair but in love. And when you whisper their name, heaven will confirm it in your heart. You will know, you will feel the weight, you will understand why this message was written for you and no one else. Archangel Michael says, when heaven reveals a truth this deep, it means destiny is calling you louder than ever. Do not let fear silence you. Do not let denial blind you. They may have tried to brush off the strange feelings in your chest, the heavy dreams, the sudden moments. The way their body moves slower than before, the way they avoid certain conversations, the way they sometimes pause as though fighting a wave of weakness. These signs were never random. They were heaven's way of preparing you. Archangel Michael says, do not be blind any longer. Your calling is clear. Step closer, not away. Speak louder, not softer. Show them your love while there is still time, for in your love is the strength they no longer have for themselves. Heaven never reveals a secret without reason. This revelation is not here to break you. It is here to wake you. You were chosen to know, because you are the one whose presence can make a difference. Your voice, your hand, your care could turn their final days into days of peace. And when you finally whisper their name, you will feel the confirmation of heaven ripple through your chest. The weight you feel now will suddenly make sense. The truth will no longer be hidden. They are weaker than you realize. Their body is tired, but their soul is even more weary from carrying this alone. Every day, they have thought, if only I could tell them, if only they could see, if only they knew. And now, heaven makes sure you do. You are not meant to be left in the dark. You are not meant to learn this too late. Heaven has aligned this moment because you still have time. You still have the power to change what comes next. Archangel Michael says your love is not just an emotion. Sometimes a few words can feel heavier than they seem, carrying a sense of urgency to notice what we might otherwise overlook. There are moments when a person comes to mind unexpectedly, not as a mystery or sign, but as a reflection of care already present within you. It could be someone you know who has been quieter than usual, more withdrawn, or simply different in a way that feels noticeable when you think about them. In those moments, what matters most is not dramatic interpretation, but simple human presence. People who are struggling often don't need grand gestures or overwhelming intensity. They benefit far more from steady, patient understanding and the reassurance that they are not alone in what they are facing. A calm conversation, a genuine check-in, or even a small message can sometimes open a door that has been closed for a while. It is also important to remember that assumptions can be misleading, and clarity comes from listening rather than guessing. If someone feels distant, it may have many reasons, and the best response is kindness without pressure. Support is strongest when it is offered freely, without conditions or urgency attached to it. When trust is built in this way, people feel safer sharing what is real for them. In the end, meaningful connection is not about interpreting hidden meanings or external signs, but about showing up with sincerity and respect for another person's experience, allowing them space while reminding them they matter.